You're listening to the Ballroom Network. The following program is intended for all audiences. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Goon Podcast with your hosts, Joe Mandel, the Goon, John Santucci, the Tooch, and the man with the plan, Adam Sham. We're bringing you the fantasy football knowledge that you need every single week.
Derrick Henry still going. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
Flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown. Only Mahomes turns what might have been a 15-yard sack into a 27-yard touchdown.
Saquon Barkley across midfield, down the sideline, staying in bounds, and Barkley takes it all the way. 68 yards for his first NFL touchdown. McCaffrey right up the middle, and he is gone for the touchdown. 58 yards. And this is to Thomas. He's gone. Touchdown Saints.
Okay, it's time for the easiest part of any coach's job, the cut. Now, while I wasn't able to cut everyone I wanted to, I have cut a lot of you. Steven, I like your hustle. That's why it was so hard to cut you. Congratulations, the rest of you made the team. Except you and you.
God bless fantasy football. There are many things a man can do with his time. And this, better than those things.
All right, Fantasy Football Goon. I'm here with my favorite Okie, Adam Sham. Yeah, good morning, brother. How you feeling today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit tired. We had kind of a late night last night here, but we went out to a concert and had a good time last night, but we're good to go, ready for some football.
Very cool. Yeah, we got, I'm going to save all these questions, so get us your questions in here. We're going to talk some fantasy football, help you set that line, maybe find some sleepers during the Buy-Mageddon. Man,
yeah, no kidding.
It's like you can, my teams, sometimes they got 4 or 5 guys out this week. But let's see what we got, man. We're gonna start with the little quarterback starts, and Adam and Sham. I think Adam, Sham, and I have some of the same guys.
Yeah, it's a pretty, like you said, kind of a light week with a lot of guys missing, so it's some kind of obvious ones, I think, this week.
Yeah.
I can't hardly see them on there, but
you got Daniel Jones versus the Titans.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, Bo Nix, and is that Joe Flacco I got? Yeah.
Joe Flacco versus the Jets.
Yeah, I like Joe Flacco versus that Jets defense today. We saw him last week just come in and run that Bengals offense, and he's going to have some bad games here coming down the stretch, I'm sure, like he always does, but he'll go on a run here. Usually every time he joins a team, the first 4 or 5 games, he's on fire, and like I mentioned to you last week during that game, like he's never had receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins before. Yeah. He's always made do with average receivers, and he won a Super Bowl with average receivers. And so it's like, I think he's going to keep putting up numbers for fantasy. So, and versus the Jets defense, I think the Bengals are probably going to win another game today. And Joe Flacco will put up good numbers, and he's probably on the waiver wire. So he's a great streamer this week. And Daniel Jones, I'm not a Daniel Jones believer, but the Colts are on fire, and there's just no questioning that right now. And he's putting up numbers because he runs with his legs. He gets some touchdowns that way, and he's throwing easy touchdowns as well. So you got to keep playing him right now while he's available. And then who was my other? Yeah, Bo Nix versus Dallas today. That's just a gimme right there. Like Bo Nix does it both ways as well with his legs and with his arm. We know the Dallas defense is the worst in the league right now against the pass. So look for the Broncos to move the ball. I even picked up the Broncos kicker on one team today because I just think the Broncos are going to score a lot of points, and he's probably a good pickup for a bye week fill-in.
Yeah, regarding the Colts, Shane Steichen's offense is really humming. They're running the ball so well with Jonathan Taylor and that big offensive line of the Colts. And then, Bo Nix looks like he had a little bit of a rough start in his sophomore season. It was starting to come around, though, last week. had a good game.
He had a great fourth quarter.
Come from behind in the fourth quarter versus the Giants. Put up some big numbers as well. Joe Flacco, like you said, man, he's like in football heaven with throwing. Who would have thought? Just get the ball to Jamar Chase, right?
Yeah,
Simple.
that's what I was screaming the other night watching that Vikings game with Carson Wentz. I'm like, did you not see Joe Flacco the other night? Just throw it to Justin Jefferson every damn time. Exactly. It's like, stop holding the ball, just throw it to him and let him make a play with it.
Yeah, offensive line of the Vikings I think they're really injured. They're terrible anyway, as they are now. But good picks, and you and I have some of the same ones here. I also have Bo Nix. I also have Joe Flacco. Love the season, Mahomes. I think he might be quarterback 1 overall. Man, they're able to throw the ball now. He gets Rashee Rice back, who had Rashee Rice was only out there for 51% of the snaps last week against the Raiders. Expect to up it a little bit this week for him, and the Commanders just can't stop anybody. Their defense is terrible against the pass. I like Mahomes this week. You're probably already starting him anyways, but I like him especially this week, especially if you're thinking of getting some prop plays, and I'll flash mine on the bottom there. Let's get
last week was the first time that Mahomes actually had Worthy, Rice, and Hollywood Brown all on the field together. Yep. And that's so much speed right there. I mean, between those three guys, you have so much speed to cover. And then a lot of people think like, oh, there's two sides to the Travis Kelce thing, either, Kelce's going to be obsolete now, or in my opinion, Kelce's going to be open underneath now because of all these guys getting down the field. Like he might get a lot more of those easy targets he used to get where he just stands there in the middle of the field and Mahomes dumps it off to 7 yards to him.
Yep. As long as Taylor Swift doesn't wear him out the night before. We got Adams running back there. Go ahead. Can you see him there? Saquon Barkley versus the Giants, J.K. Dobbins versus the Cowboys, and Rachaad White at New Orleans, who can't stop anybody against the run, man.
Right, yeah, and Rachaad White kind of had a down game the whole Bucks offense did the other day. I think getting the ball to Rachaad White was actually a big part of them not getting that together the other night. In the second half, I kept thinking, why are we not dumping the ball off more to Rachaad White? Baker kept just looking down the field and getting sacked, and I'm like, dump it off a little more to get the ball moving, but who am I to know that? But anyway, Rachaad White, I think, should be back in the game this week. He's super valuable when Irving's not playing. And then, Saquon Barkley, obviously you're almost always starting Saquon Barkley, but it's been a bad season for Saquon Barkley so far. Very, very bad.
Especially how high he was drafted, People drafted him like 2, 3,
number
4.
One. Some people were taking him, in the top 5 for sure. Because, he was like the best player last year, but last year was so many of his points last year came from 40-plus yard runs that he was breaking off almost every single week, and that's just not sustainable in the NFL. And so this year he's struggling with that. He's getting like 3 yards a carry because teams are just playing the run against him and shutting him down, and they're not throwing it to him very much. However, I think that changes today. I think they have to get him more involved today versus the Giants. I think they've got a big revenge game today because of the way that Giants game went a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And I really think the Eagles are just going to kick the shit out of the Giants today. I don't even think it's going to be
on Thursday Night Football. It's embarrassing.
Exactly. And I think what's his face, the coach there, I think he's going to embarrass the Giants today. He's going to do his best. Even without A.J. Brown. That's why I really like Dallas Goedert and Saquon Barkley today, and Devonta Smith, actually. Devonta Smith's been really heating up the last couple of weeks.
Yes, he has.
And J.K. Dobbins was my last one there versus Dallas. Again, I think the Broncos are going to score a lot of points. I figured they ended up inside the 5-yard line multiple times, and J.K. Dobbins could get a couple of easy touchdowns.
Well, I like these picks too, and I think I have 2 or 3 of the same ones as you. The Saints couldn't stop. The Bears ran for 222 yards against the Saints last week. Why would you not have Rachaad White in your lineup if you're not? We got some breaking news. Drake London inactive for today. So now, how would you play now? Kirk Cousins is starting for the Falcons because Michael Penix also out. So you got Cousins, and now Darnell Mooney becomes wide receiver 1. Do you like Mooney? I have him listed in my sleepers. I don't know.
I do like Darnell Mooney, especially with Kirk Cousins. At the beginning of last year, when Kirk Cousins was playing, Darnell Mooney was a very steady and consistent wide receiver with Kirk Cousins there. Cousins knows how to get the ball to his guys, And Mooney's got the speed and can get open. And obviously, with Drake London out, he's going to have to get it to him. So I think he'd be a great pickup off the waiver wire right now.
I agree.
'Cause he's available on a lot of them. I think there's a lot of teams he's been dropped because he was injured and they struggled and things like that.
Travis wants to know, what was the concert? He went to Judas Priest last night. Yeah, woo! I love Priest.
We didn't go as heavy
metal.
as Judas Priest last night. We went to Mumford and Sons.
Oh, nice. That would have been a good concert. I like those guys too.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
We've seen them a couple times now. They're put on a great concert.
And then Travis wants to know, with Drake London out last minute, is there a wideout I should comb the waiver wire for? Relentless Mikey says Troy Franklin from Denver. Maybe Marvin Mims is out there too. I like that. Let me give you my sleepers now, so Travis, so we can talk about that a little bit.
Look for Mooney though too. Look for him.
Well, my sleepers didn't transfer over yet, so let me. I must not have hit save on that. Let's I'll get back to that on for you guys. Let me get back to that one here because it didn't save over. That was I missed one. So my sleepers. All right. Go ahead and talk a little bit about any wide receivers you would think about right now.
Off
the waiver wire, maybe that might be out there.
Let me think.
While I type this in.
Tez Johnson for the Bucks. He's one of my sleepers. He's one of the guys I think you could pick up. He's scored touchdowns back-to-back weeks. He's probably available on the waiver wire. He's obviously with Chris Godwin out and Mike Evans out. It's basically Ibuka and then Tez Johnson right now, and then Cade Otton. So
now Tez Johnson has been a pretty popular pick.
Yeah,
but I agree if he's still out there.
Yeah. Let's see. The Commanders are going to have McLaurin and Debo back this week, so that's doesn't leave many good options there to pick up.
I have two wide receivers in my sleepers. I got Kamari DK, who's a little slot receiver, and the Colts are last in the league versus the slot. I expect a negative game script for the Titans against the Colts. I mean, Cam Ward may drop back, 50 times in this game. It's not the best thing for him, but hey, I mean, they can't run the ball. They should be passing. So if you can find this little slot receiver, he's blazing fast for the Titans. And then Darnell Mooney, like I said, he might be available, and he's becomes your WR1 for the Falcons now with Kirk Cousins. I would also say, I know as Mikey said, Troy Franklin on the Broncos. I would also second Marvin Mims, who's been a big play guy for the Broncos against that Cowboys secondary. So if you're looking for some guys, and maybe you could plug in a tight end in your flex. Dalton Schultz I love today. I think that pass rush for the 49ers is going to force CJ Stroud to get the ball quick underneath to guys like Woody Marks and Dalton Schultz. So I also expect CJ Stroud to drop back 40 times in this game. So
a sneaky one could be Xavier Legette with Andy Dalton playing. That could be a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one. Or Jalen Coker. But yeah, I would take Legette first. And then let's see. There's another guy on Van Jefferson on the Titans that with Calvin Ridley is out. I think he becomes one of their guys.
I just think the ceiling's so low with those Titans guys, man.
Exactly.
I would almost rather, like you said, play a tight end like Schultz or something.
Yep.
Or
what about Colston Loveland? I like with Cole Kmet out. I like him today. There's some guys. I mean, Houston offense is a mess. I hate to recommend guys like Higgins and Knoll, but I mean they are good players. Kayshon Boutte against the Browns, that's also risky. I mean, I think that Cleveland defense is no joke. What about Rashad Bateman on the Ravens against the Bears beat up secondary?
Not without Lamar. I just, I mean, if Lamar's playing, Bateman's always a good pickup. It seems like every time you look at him on the waiver wire, you don't pick him up, and then he scores touchdown immediately in the game. Like he's great when Lamar's out there, but I'm not trusting any Baltimore Ravens right now without Lamar.
Let me give you a number, a wide receiver on a guy. He's on the Colts offense, Alec Pierce. He's a bigger target. That Colts offense, bro. It's just
I looked at Josh Downs too.
you have Tez Johnson in your sleepers, and we'll come back to these sleepers and stuff. Did we give him enough options? You think?
Oh yeah, I think so.
All right, Travis. We got another. Let's see. Dobbs available? Yeah, maybe Romeo Dobbs. I like that pick. All right.
Yeah, Dobbs has been heating up for sure.
Pick 2, flex PPR. James Cook for me is an automatic start. So it's between Scatabo and Swift. And Swift has a hip injury, but man, you can run on that Ravens defense. You can run on that Ravens defense. So for me, it's either between Scatabo and Swift. I think I'll take Scatabo in this one. I love Swift though. I mean, Swift has been fantastic. I don't know, but he's going to split time with Monangai with that hip injury.
Yeah, I think I have Monangai as one of my sleepers actually.
Yeah.
I would go with Scattaboo and him. Swift's very likely to have a good game, but he's had a couple of great ones in a row. Like how many times is it going to happen in a row? And also, he's kind of been dealing with that growing, but it's been a few weeks and he's played great with it. But Monangai, I think we're starting to see much more of that Detroit Montgomery Gibbs thing with those two guys right now,
especially with the hip injury. I think it's thunder and lightning.
I think Ben Johnson's kind of in heaven right now with those two running backs of being able to use them both. And I think Monangai's role is going to keep expanding here. I got a feeling he's going to steal the goal line touchdowns.
Cook and Scatabo for you, right?
Yeah.
Superflex, Huntley or Dobbs? For me, it's Dobbs. What about you? You like Huntley? I mean, I guess that's quarterback versus wide receiver. That's a tough. Depending on your scoring. I mean, quarterbacks usually outscore, but I like Dobbs though. I mean, I like his matchup today.
Yeah. Who's Green Bay playing again?
They're on the road at the Steelers.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football. Right? Is it Sunday Night Football tonight? Is that Sunday?
That might be.
Sunday night game?
I think it is.
Okay, I think it's Sunday night. Yep. What do you think?
I'd probably play the quarterback still, I guess. Just he might run a little bit against the Bears.
Yeah.
I don't really love either one.
Yeah, neither do I. All right. Metcalf, Higgins, or Tet McMillan. I don't see. I mean, I would go Higgins, man. But I love DK Metcalf too. I mean, Tet McMillan I like too, but the defense he's up against is tough.
I actually kind of like T. Higgins. I'm going T. Higgins on this one.
I'll take Higgins as well. Lamar is out. Start one quarterback. Cousins, Fields, Stroud, Mariota, Huntley, or Mac Jones. Oof.
Cousins, Fields, Stroud, Mariota.
Well, for me, it's not Mariota. That's a tough Arrowhead.
What was the last choice?
Mac Jones.
I think this is Cousins for me.
Yeah, I would go Cousins as well.
He's one of my sleepers today too. I think he can come in and I think he's looking for an opportunity.
Intriguing, though. I mean, Fields is intriguing. So here's the deal with Fields. He's going against a bad defense in the Bengals, and the owner of the Jets called him out, publicly,
right.
And the kid was classy. He didn't really say much, and he was kind of like everyone's entitled to their opinion. I've got to play better and whatnot. But you could see Fields running for like 100 yards today against the Bengals. That's the thing. So
he's just so when he doesn't do it, it's like he can get you 3 points, and you're just crushed. It's like it's so drastic with him.
He should be freaking running the ball. First look or two. First reads, first 2 reads are not there. I'm gone. Because that'll open up more plays for him. Later on in the game. Then the passes.
Garrett Wilson's out, right?
Still out. Wilson's out. Yep.
Yeah, like that.
He's got nobody to throw to. Yeah, go with Cousins. I guess it
would have to all be on his legs pretty much.
This would be a big day for Kyle Pitts. If I knew Drake London was out,
I feel like Kirk Cousins is itching for this opportunity.
Oh yeah,
and that's what I mean. I think he's going to go out and probably have a really good first game out there.
Yep. Pick 2, flex PPR: Mooney, Ferguson, Rashid Shaheed, and Jakrowski Merritt. I mean, I'm down on Merritt because the Chiefs are so good against the run.
Yeah.
Rashid Shaheed is interesting. You cannot bench Ferguson.
Yeah, I'm taking the first 2.
Mooney I'm taking the first 2. Mooney and Ferguson. All right, so no idea Lamar was going to get ruled out and didn't start Herbert. Oh, man, I cleaned up with Herbert and McConkey and Guillotine, man. Just 50,
Oh, nice.
50, 50 points from those two,
Wow.
just
Yeah,
those
that'll
two
do it.
players. So I feel like I can relax this weekend in Guillotine, but
No kidding.
yeah, my roster is not the greatest in this. I still got Bijan going today, but let's see. I need help picking a quarterback. Fields, Flacco all day, bro. Yep, Flacco for me. Right?
What are
do
the
you think?
choices?
Fields, Flacco, Caleb, or Jordan Love?
Fields, Flacco, Caleb, or Jordan. Yeah, I'm gonna go Flacco.
Yep, Flacco. I think he'll be fine. Super CMB challengers. All right, McLaurin. I've been offered Tet McMillan straight for him. Do I do it? I say yes.
For Terry McLaurin?
Yep, I love Tet, man. Have you watched Tet?
Yeah,
Have you watched Tet?
I would
Tet
get
play?
off here right now and hit accept.
Yep. Have you watched Tet play? Adam?
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's freaking smooth for a guy that size. Like what, 6'5", 220? And he's like thin and he's got super long arms, man. He's a good route runner too. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Scary Terry, I mean, the availability on Scary. I mean, look, Ted has got a great floor, every week. You're looking at 10
what he's
points.
doing is with minimal quarterback play, and he's in his 7th game or whatever. And he's already looks great, and he's doing it with the minimal
terrible quarterback play.
Yeah, like he's only going to get better, and he's very consistent. And
I feel like
I love Terry McLaurin too, but he's just now getting on the field really, and Jaden Daniels is hurt now, and it's like the Washington's just kind of a mess. And
not only that, but McLaurin, his floor can sometimes be like 0 3 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
if that's a PPR league, it's no doubt.
Yeah, Ted gets like he's getting 5 to 10 targets every week.
Yeah, usually 9 or 10.
Mooney was unavailable. Franklin and Mims are. What do you like, Franklin? I pick one. I think they're both good. I mean, Franklin has been a little juicier. He's been but I go Franklin because Bo Nix and Franklin played together at Oregon, so they have that connection. But I think
he's been more consistent for sure.
Yeah, Franklin or Mims. And Mims had 10 targets last week.
And Mims, Mims has a good chance for a big play against Dallas, though. That's the thing. Like Dallas is so bad on the back end. Like Mims could easily burn them.
Too, though. Franklin's a burner as well as speed. And then you got Cortland Sutton, who's like, just throw it up from the 50-50 balls. The guy's a beast. Franklin. I agree. Franklin and Bo Nix have that Oregon connection. I mean, they're both good. I think you're probably safe either way with those guys. All right, full PPR. Justin Fields at Cincinnati. Tyler Huntley versus Chicago. Kirk Cousins against Miami. Again, this is the same question. I think kind of Cousins. I go Cousins here.
Yeah.
I know it sucks, though. He doesn't have a lot of weapons, but he's still got Kyle Pitts. Pitts has been pretty good this season. I don't know where he is. He's got to be top 10 tight ends. So he does still have Pitts, and he can always dump it off to Bijan and get you 100 yards passing just to Bijan.
Bijan might run for 200 today versus Miami.
They're going to hand the ball off to Bijan, just like,
They play Miami, right?
Yeah, they're playing Miami.
Yeah, Miami's like the worst run defense.
Terrible. Yeah, but I mean, you can't go Fields, can you? I don't know. And Huntley, he played a little bit last week. I think he played half the game last week or full game last week.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember how much he played. I think he came in somewhere around the half point. I think. And I don't even know how he did, honestly.
The Bears defense they're banged up in the secondary. That's what's tough, but they do play tough. And I expect the Ravens to run the shit out of the ball, make the Bears stop Tyler Huntley, but I also expect the Bears to stack the box a little bit. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to try to shut down Derrick Henry. He's going to be the key to it, and force Huntley to throw the ball. So,
I mean, Cousins got the best arm out of all three of these guys. I go Cousins.
Yeah, me too.
We haven't seen him. It's his first day back. But, I assume he got a full week of practice in.
Cousins, I believe so, yeah. I mean, he's healthy. I don't know why he wouldn't have.
Yeah. Andy Dalton quarterbacking for Carolina. This is true. The Red Rifle. Yeah, let's see. Keyshawn Boutte. Let's see. We have any other Cade Otton or Dalton Kincaid. For me, it's Kincaid.
Yeah,
I like
Kincaid.
Otton, though, too. I think you're fine either way with this.
Kincaid's got a great matchup versus Carolina. Panthers are like the bottom 3 in the NFL against tight ends and targets and yards. And Kincaid's been declared healthy this morning and playing. He's definitely a starter for me.
This is an interesting question here. It's Dallas Lamb. He says he's got Gibbs, Genty, and Puka on a bye. Man, remember when you're drafting to look at the bye weeks, though, my friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's neither here nor there. Too late for that. But next year, when you're drafting, I do look at bye weeks. I don't want too many of my studs on the same bye week. And this week is definitely bye Mageddon. This is like the most bye teams out today. And then London out. So he's got Charbonnet and Addison on his bench. The Seahawks they're playing today. Who are the Seahawks playing?
Seahawks are on bye.
They're on a bye. So Seahawks. That's what I thought they're on a bye. And Addison plays Thursday. Shit. So he's got to drop one of those two guys. Shit.
You can't drop Addison right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Addison's
been on fire. Do you have if you don't have anybody else to buy to pick up, so he wants to get Darius Slayton. Yeah, you can't take a 0. I dropped Charbonnet, and you're going to go Gibbs and Genty the rest of the way. Pray that you don't get what do you call it? An injury. So yeah, I guess you got to drop Charbonnet. He's been good though, Charbonnet. I can't let go of Addison. He's just playing really good. And I think when they get that quarterback and offensive line situation out, but and then go for Darius Slayton. I don't know, man. What do you think, Darius Slayton? He's going to be matched up against PS2, no?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think PS2 will be on Wandale because Wandale plays in the slot. Slayton plays outside. So man, I'm not. I would try and drop the bottom of your roster to get some of those guys.
They don't play Denver. That was last week. Didn't they play Denver last week? Yeah, Denver's Dallas.
You're right.
Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
So Giants are playing against the Eagles. Okay, so historically, let's see where the Eagles are against Slayton. I mean,
Darius Slayton's just so hard to trust ever. He's a great receiver in my opinion. He has been
Sometimes
for years, but it's like boom or bust.
Yeah. The Eagles aren't that great against the wide receiver, to be honest.
No, the Eagles defense hasn't been that great this year.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Dallas. Does he have any other comments here?
I mean, you don't have any other option to drop of anybody? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess if you don't, like you said, you don't want to take a 0, but.
Yeah. I couldn't do and he's only 4-3. I mean, you don't want to lose this game. See who's out there. There's some. Maybe we can get Darnell Mooney today, or like I said, that Kamari DK on the Titans. I know it's a risky play, but he's going to be in the slot against the worst slot defense in the NFL. They're going to have a negative game script, so I mean, he'll have to. Cam Ward's going to throw the ball if you trust him. He had 44 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown last week. That little guy he was the fastest guy at the NFL draft, or one of the fastest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all right. So Travis says he's already got Sutton. Well, I mean, play 2 of them, I think.
Yeah, I'd be playing Sutton today for sure.
Yeah, definitely. At least for the red zone targets. Yeah, Khalil Shakir or Isaiah Pacheco. I'm on Pacheco.
Man.
Give me Pacheco.
Yeah, I'm probably taking Pacheco too. I'm kind of down on Shakir actually. I really don't. Buffalo. I really only like Kincaid in the passing game.
Yeah,
really, it's like James Cook and Kincaid and Josh Allen for me are the kind of the Bills I only want to play.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on Pacheco. I mean, I want every piece of the Chiefs' offense I can get.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to destroy Washington on Monday night.
Yes. Yeah, I love a KC team total over 30.5 in that game.
Yeah, it could be kind of like that Raiders game last week.
Yep. All right. We've got a trade question here. Getting a lot of questions here. We haven't even gotten to our picks.
Yeah, we sure have.
Should I trade Arondé Gadsden and Trey Benson for Tet McMillan and Josh Downs? I say no. I hold Arondé Gadsden and I hold Trey Benson, but he has he's got Trey McBride at tight end.
For who now? For McMillan and
Tet McMillan and Josh Downs. So it looks like he's looking for
wide receivers.
He's looking for wide receivers. So he's got London and Pickens. London out. He's got Deebo Samuel. I love Gadsden, but he's got Trey McBride already. But Gadsden is going to be a big part of that offense going forward. I guess why not?
I would probably do it.
If you got Trey McBride, I mean, you're never benching Trey McBride unless he's injured.
No, I'd probably do that to get Tet.
Yeah. Yeah, in this case, I would do it. Yep. Yeah. All right. RJ Harvey or Ty J Spears? I go Spears today.
Man, that's a really close one there for me. Very similar.
I'll give you my reason why. It's Spears is the passing down back for the Titans. He's gonna be there for the dump offs. He may catch 5, 6, 7 balls today. I think the Titans are going to be down big to the Colts, and they're going to have to throw. And like I said, Cam Ward is going to drop back 40 or 50 times and be looking for all the crappy receivers he's got on his team. Right? Chiga Kwankwo and freaking Kamiri Dyke and Elika Yomenor and Ty J Spears. That's what the poor kid is throwing to. But hey, those guys they're professionals. They're good to catch the ball.
Yeah, I think I would do Spears as well for the fact that they're much more likely to be playing from behind and getting the dump off passes because the Broncos Cowboys game ought to be a pretty competitive game, I would think.
Yeah, the thing that
Dobbins will be out there more if it's close.
They love Dobbins.
Yeah,
he's the veteran. RJ Harvey's the rookie. If the Broncos, and I don't think they will, if the Broncos got out to a big lead, I could see him playing Harvey a little bit more.
Yeah, Peyton likes Harvey. He personally picked him to draft him and stuff, but that's what I mean. I think that one's going to be more competitive. I think they're going to let the veteran play more probably in a closer game there.
Yep.
So
for me, it's Spears.
Harvey is a guy I'm holding if I have him, though, because I think his role is going to grow as the year goes on here.
Yep. All right, let's get back to our picks. I don't even know where we were. Do you remember where we were? I think we're on running backs. Oh, we did running backs.
Yeah, right? I can't even remember.
We did your running back, so we got to do mine. Okay, so I got Chase Brown versus the Jets. The Browns are terrible against the run. And this is now I think they're going to have a little balance here. They're going to start running Chase a little bit more. And, of course, Flacco's going to have his guys, and then Dobbins versus the Giants that you and I both have. And I love Isaiah Pacheco on Monday night versus the Commanders. So Adams wide receivers, the Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith.
Yes, sir.
Rome Odunze and Chris Olave.
Yep, all guys that I think are going to dominate the target share for their teams today. Well, at least for the wide receivers. Dallas Goedert may get the majority of targets for Philadelphia. I'm not sure, but Devontae Smith, obviously A.J. Brown out. When A.J. Brown's out or Devontae Smith is out, the other one always gets a ton of targets and looks. Talked about how I think they're going to try to rub it in the Giants' face today.
Yep.
So I love Devontae Smith. He's coming off back-to-back great games. He had a career high last week, 183 yards, 9 catches. And actually in that last 2 weeks ago when they lost to the Giants, I'm pretty sure it was that game, Devontae Smith should have had like an 85-yard touchdown that Hurts just missed him by like 10 yards, threw it over his head where Smith was wide open. Yeah, and I mean, he just totally missed him. So he really should be on a 3-game heater right now. So I love him with A.J. Brown out. And then, I'll take Rome Odunze today for the Bears versus Baltimore. I think he has a little bounce back. He's had a couple of slower games the last couple of weeks. But versus Baltimore today, I think they get him the ball. Baltimore's defense has been banged up. I think they get Roquan back today, but I think Rome's going to be the red zone guy like he always is, and I think he gets a touchdown today. And Chris Olave, man, I hate Spencer Rattler, but Chris Olave is dominating in target share. I mean, the only player with more targets is Jamar Chase in the whole league. And he's getting double digits every week. We saw him get 2 touchdowns versus the Bears. I think he might be second in red zone targets as well. So Chris Olave's got to be in your lineup right now. It's not flashy or doesn't really feel great, but it's consistent and he's there and you got to play him.
I agree. And I got some of the same guys too. Well, at least one of them, Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper versus the Giants. Yeah, I mean, look, AJ Brown is out this game, I think, right?
Yeah, he's out.
Yep. So you got to go with the Slim Reaper today. And then I got Cortland Sutton versus Dallas. Talk about guys that get targets. He's a pretty consistent target getter for the Broncos. And then Rashee Rice, man, like I said, they're going to increase his usage. And against that terrible Washington secondary. Love that matchup. All right, Adams, tight end starts. You got George Kittle, Dalton Kincaid, and Dallas Goedert.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid, I mentioned that versus the Panthers today. Great matchup for him. He's about the only target I trust in Buffalo.
Yep.
George Kittle bounced back. He had the big goose egg, I think it was last week in his return, but I think he bounces back on that one today as well versus Houston. Houston has great pass defense, obviously, especially in the secondary, so I think they'll have to look for Kittle underneath. And then who's my other one there?
Dallas Goedert.
Oh, yeah, Goddard versus Philadelphia. Same thing, man. With A.J. Brown out, he always has huge games when one of those receivers miss. And he's been their best pass catcher so far this year, the most consistent anyway. Seems like Hurts looks for him early and often, so you got to keep playing Goddard. I think Goddard and Kincaid have been like the tight end steals of the fantasy drafts right now.
Yep. All right, my tight end starts before we get back to some questions. I also have Goddard, like Tucker Kraft today. You know, when opposing teams are asked which receiver they have to stop on the Packers, the first name they talk about is Tucker Kraft, which is what the Pittsburgh defensive coordinator said this week in his presser. Tucker Kraft versus the Steelers today, like that play. And I also have Dalton Kincaid as well. Like Adam said, he dominates the target share from Josh Allen. All right, we got some questions here. Here we go. Mason Taylor or RJ Harvey, half PPR. I'm going to go with Taylor. There's no one enough for Fields to throw to. So, I mean,
Mason Taylor or who?
RJ Harvey.
Is Mason Taylor for sure playing? He was banged up. I know he was questionable. If he's playing, I guess I'd probably take that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's in. There's no, Fields does like throwing to the tight end. If, and he's playing the Bengals, so I mean, it's not like, I don't know. I mean, Fields, they have some pass rushers on the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson is there that can rush the passer. So I just, RJ Harvey is like a time split. Mason Taylor's out there quite a bit, on the field. What are your final thought?
I'd go with Mason Taylor, I guess, for the target share. Like you said, with Garrett Wilson out, Fields is probably always going to be under pressure like usual. He's either going to have to run or dump it off to Taylor. So.
Yep, I agree.
And Breece Hall's banged up, too. I think he's playing, but he's been banged up all week.
Luther Burden breakout game today?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see that. I don't know. I have trouble predicting much Bears stuff. I just have had every time you think that's going to happen, it never does. I don't know. Seems like he should. I really like him a lot. I think he's definitely got a big future here for the Bears.
I guess I would say it depends on how much DeAndre Swift plays.
Yeah, you just never know what you're going to get with the Bears offense right now.
Might have some backfield sets for Luther Burden if Swift is limited. Adam sits Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Tony Pollard, and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. The first two guys, the running backs we've kind of talked about. Terrible matchup for Bill against Kansas City. They expect them to probably be trailing. I doubt he even gets that many touches in the game. The last couple of weeks, he's been kind of pushed out of the game because of the game script, the way it's gone. They've gotten behind, and they can't afford to just run the ball with him. So he's basically going to be a good play in good matchups for Washington when Jaden Daniels is active. So I'm kind of out on Bill right now. Then Tony Pollard, we talked about that, probably going to be playing from behind against the Colts there. So I think he's probably going to be on the sidelines. I think Spears is going to get more than half the snaps. So I think Pollard's just going to run into a wall and then sit on the sidelines while they trail. And then the Aaron Rodgers, my last one. That might be more wishful thinking than anything, but I just want to see him struggle versus the Packers. Even though I don't really want the Packers to win, I don't want him to go out there and kick the Packers' ass, and I just don't want to see Aaron Rodgers happy, basically. But the Steel, I kind of think Packers are gonna sick Parsons all over him tonight. He's not mobile. I think Parsons is gonna get after him and maybe cause a sack fumble there.
All right, that'll be an interesting game to watch for sure. My sits, I'm going with Tua again. Just are they playing Cincinnati?
The Dolphins are playing Falcons.
Damn it.
We talked about Bijan against that run defense, yeah.
Sorry about that. I still had last week's in there. All right, Tua versus Atlanta. Jerry Jeudy versus the Patriots. Judy's been disappearing slowly, from the offense. And then Chuba Hubbard versus the Bills. I mean, Rico has just looked so much better. Now they've been splitting time. They will be splitting time, I predict at least. So those are my sits. Let's get to Adam's sleepers. Got Kirk Cousins, Tez Johnson, and Kyle Monangai.
Yeah, we kind of already talked about those guys so far. Kirk Cousins right off the waiver wire into your team if you need him on this Buymageddon week.
Yep.
Tez Johnson, I mentioned he scored 2 times the last 2 weeks. He's got touchdowns. Baker seems to trust him, and he's filling in where they need wide receivers bad right now. So, and then Kyle Monangai, I think he gets more involved again this week. I think he's going to rob those goal line touches maybe more and more as the season goes on here. And I think not going to be a real high ceiling, but I think if you are short on running backs this week, and a lot of people are, I think he can be played.
All right. Let me get to my sleepers. Got Dalton Schultz versus the Niners. Kamari DK versus the Colts. I talked about him already. And Darnell Mooney versus the Dolphins. I don't see any more questions. Yeah, I don't see any more questions. You see anything?
No. Not much else.
I'm looking at waivers here. Ooh, somebody dropped Josh Downs. I wonder why. Josh Downs, pretty good player, man. He's a slot receiver. He's just hasn't been healthy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me check something here. We could look at some NFL.
What prop bets did you have for today?
Yeah, that's right. Good idea. I got Dallas Goedert over 4.5 receptions. Colston Loveland over 3.5 receptions. I think he gets 4 catches today for the rookie. Cortland Sutton over 4.5 receptions. Dalton Schultz over 4.5 receptions. Jamar Chase over 86.5 receiving yards. Kamari DK over 29.5 receiving yards. Christian McCaffrey over 46.5 receiving yards. And this is one of my favorite plays here. Bijan Robinson first quarter over 23.5 rushing yards in the first quarter.
For who?
Bijan.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He might get on the first carry.
Yeah, I know, exactly. First quarter, I think that bet's money,
Yeah.
All right. Let me just get some NFL news here about inactives real quick before we get out of here. I want to go with I forgot to pull this up here. All right, live weekend injury inactives for the Giants. Not really anybody. For the Bills, Joshua Palmer is inactive. That's kind of been a bust. For the 49ers, Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall are out. For the Falcons, Drake London, Michael Penix. For the Patriots, nobody really of note. For the Bears, Roshan Johnson and Cole Kmet are out. For the Jets, Sauce Gardner's out, Tyrod Taylor out, Garrett Wilson out.
How does Roshan Johnson always get hurt when he barely plays?
I don't know. Is that
He plays like one snap a game, and then he's always hurt.
I wonder, man. For the Eagles, inactive A.J. Brown. For the Texans, Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, both inactive. So, I mean, there's some wide receivers out there if you're desperate, I guess, on the Colts. There's the 2 Iowa State kids. That's Higgins and Noel. You could pick up those guys. I noticed in Guillotine they both got picked up last minute here. For the Ravens, inactives are nobody really, just Lamar Jackson. Nobody besides Lamar. For the Colts, nobody except Shedeur Sanders of note. For the Dolphins, nobody of note. Let's see. For the Packers, Matthew Golden listed as questionable, is expected to play. Christian Watson for the Packers activated yesterday and will play. That's interesting. For the Bengals, defensive end Trey Hendrickson, who missed last week's game with a hip injury, he's good to go for Sunday. I like that. I have a Bengals play today. All right, for the Jets, Breece Hall listed as questionable, expected to play. Mason Taylor listed as questionable, also expected to play. For the Bears, DeAndre Swift expected to play. Let's see. For the Dolphins, quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has been added to the injury report with an illness, but has no game status designation. He is expected to start today versus the Falcons. But yeah, he's got the flu or something, Adam. Don't start Tua. I don't know.
No, you just can't start any Miami players right now, really, outside of Waddle and Achane, in my opinion.
Yep. Let me see if I missed any teams here. For the Panthers, inactives, quarterback Bryce Young, wide receiver Hunter Renfrow. Yeah. Let's see. For the Patriots, nobody. For the Giants, nobody. All right. The late window haven't been announced, so you guys will have to check that on the way out. All right. Mikey says Bijan will have 300 yards all-purpose today. I hope so. I've got him starting in a couple places here, but yeah. All right. Any last thoughts? Any thoughts on the Bears game?
Man, with Lamar Jackson out, the Bears have such a huge opportunity right here to win this game and go on a little run here because they've got a really nice schedule for another 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and they really have a chance to put together 7 or 8 wins, in my opinion, if they can just keep this going.
Yeah.
If they can, I'm sure they want to get out there and just establish the run again like they have been and just continue what they've been doing.
Yep.
And because as long as they can do that, it buys Caleb time to learn. It buys him time. As long as they can keep running the ball, he has time to keep learning this offense, and the pressure's not on him. But he has to be more consistent with the ball, man. He just has to be more consistent. He has to make the easy throws. Yep. I feel like a lot lately, I'm not a quarterback coach or anything like that, but I feel like those throws he misses a lot lately to the sidelines and stuff like that, the ones that are easy, it seems like he doesn't have his feet set. He's turning a lot, and he's not just getting in position to make a direct throw. He's always trying to throw off platform, and I'm like, sometimes just set your feet and make the easy throw and get it out, and you're going to move the chains, and
real
when you have that
footwork. I agree. Last game. Yep.
Yeah, and when you have that running game, if you can just do the easy things as quarterback, it's going to work out for you. That's all you got to do. When you can run the ball, the quarterback's job is so much easier. And Ben Johnson seems to be doing such a better job of that than any coach the Bears have had in so long, of working to his quarterback strengths and trying to game plan around the weaknesses. And just the Bears finally got something right with Ben Johnson, I believe, 100%. And, it's just how long can we be patient with Caleb? And I think today's a great opportunity for them, man. I really hope they can win this game and just keep this rolling, and not, we were 4-2 last year and we know what happened. We don't even want to talk about it. Let's just do the exact opposite this year.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if you're a Bears fan, you have to love Ben Johnson because not only is he a really good offensive coordinator, schemes guys open and everything, but he's running the ball a lot. He loves running the ball. And then they're playing tough defense, and this is what Bears fans love. That's Bear football. Run the ball, play tough defense, but not only that, but Ben Johnson is scheming guys open. They're getting explosive plays, and they're getting turnovers on defense. I mean, Bears fans are super happy. I don't know how many Bears fans expected us to be 4-2. But, I mean, I sure didn't. I didn't think we'd be great this year. I thought we might be okay. But I did not think that Ben Johnson would be worth this many wins. And
Right.
He has, man. Dennis Allen and Ben Johnson have been worth, 4 wins the past 4 weeks, 4 in a row. Let's make
I
it
just
5.
love his attitude so much, man. His demeanor and his attitude. I love how he never
Nope.
it's never too much one way or the other. He's even keel all the time, and he means
They make a
business all the
huge
time.
play. They make a huge play. He doesn't celebrate or anything. He's just on to the next play.
It's just business all the time and no
Clicking
bullshit.
his
You
pen.
know?
He's clicking his
Yeah.
pen.
yeah,
You
that was
see
a
that?
wild video, wasn't it?
He was mic'd up last week. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild video. Him with that
Yeah.
pen going to town.
Yep. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm ready to get out of here and let you get to work, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, my man.
Everybody have a good day. Thanks for all the questions this morning.
Yeah, great job, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Let's roll it out. Good
All
luck
right,
today.
see you guys.
Bye-bye.